What's up, guys and gals? So today I want to show you part of my collection. This is a small. So anyway, these are like mostly promo posters, vintage. I want to say. I mean, these are all pretty much early '90s, very early '90s. I think they range from pretty much from like 1990 to '92. Nothing newer than that. And these are all promo posters that I think mostly were from like Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con. I mean, classic Comic Con. The only exception, I believe, being these two. I had them in a stack with these, but I guess these, in a way, wouldn't be promo posters. This and this, and actually, this is double sided. Both McFarlane artwork. Really, really flimsy paper, this one. This, I believe, was from Previews Magazine. Not sure about this. It's really flimsy. I'm not sure where this came out of. I don't think it was one of the Wizard poster specials. But still pretty cool. So anyway, with those two out of the way, the rest of these, and as you can see, they're all very creased because these were all folded posters. That's how they came. And I literally unfolded them just now before starting to shoot this because I didn't want to have to fiddle with unfolding while I was, shooting this. That was my original plan, but I was like, that's going to be too much of a hassle. So anyway, they're the majority of these are Marvel, and then there's a few like Image and other independents, but they're pretty much in chronological order. Like you saw from this 1990 actual artwork. McFarlane artwork is from '89, so that's some good old school stuff right there. '90s, kind of like the height of my love for comics and reading comics. I've been in a comic since I was a little kid, and I've been into them since after the '90s, but I want to say '90s was kind of the height for me. So anyway, here we go. Let's just take a quick look at these. I love this poster right here. Mutant Genesis, that was a great era. Look at that, just '90s X goodness right there. And then look at that. X-Force, Cable, man. It's also part of Mutant Genesis. Liefeld goodness right there. Which, come on, let's be honest. That Liefeld, creator of some great characters, but, the artwork, though. The art. Infinity Gauntlet. I remember I knew I had these in a stack put away, and these aren't all of my vintage posters. I've got more, and I'm sure I've got some other comic ones too, but these were just together, happened to be together in a stack, and decided to show them off now. So anyway, I was aware of the stack of these posters, and I meant to show this and the next one earlier on during like around when Infinity War was coming out. I want to show this because this is very relevant, kind of where it came from. I'd like to think most people who are at least adult fans were aware that Infinity War was based. I don't know exactly how faithful it is to the Infinity Gauntlet and or the original Infinity War comics. Some of you might know, but as far as I know, that it still was based on these. So anyway, moving on. Some Spider-Man goodness. I forget the artist's name. I think it was Ed Begley. Very similar art style to Eric Larson. But if you were into Spider-Man in the '90s, lots of Ed Begley. I don't know if he created, but when I think of like Carnage, I think almost exclusively of like Ed Begley. artwork, and I hope I'm getting that first name right. Anyway, pretty cool. This was like 92. It's the 30th anniversary of Spider-Man. Cable. Who is this artwork? I'm not sure who this artwork is. Oh, I was like, why does this look familiar? Yeah, it's John Romita Jr. This was, I don't know if 2-issue limited series. Pretty cool. And then this one. Oh, man. Look at this monster. I gotta stand up for this. The big guns. Look at that. So, I mean, so you can't tell. I mean, I wish I could really give you an idea of the size of this thing. I want to say this is bigger than like a standard full-size poster, which I believe regular full-size posters like 24 by 36. I want to say this is at least about 50 inches wide. This is a big-ass poster. And I honestly had forgotten about this. Yeah, I knew this was in that stack, but up until I unfolded these to shoot, I hadn't opened this probably since back then. So like I could see what I could see like when it was still folded, like just when I look like that and see what few characters I could see. I had no idea it was this much and it was this big. I thought it might be like a standard full size 24 by 36, but yeah, it's a lot bigger than that. This is awesome. I mean, I'm tempted, with stuff like this. I love posters, and you guys have seen my walls. Stuff like this, though, like I typically would want to keep stored away just because of its vintageness, But it's like, oh man, how awesome would this look on the wall? Anyway, and try to get this out of the way without damaging it. I don't have a lot of extra floor space here. All right, now we're getting into some image goodness. Now, look at this. Liefeld, Youngblood. Look at that. Before image. Now, I know this is, I've seen on the back of this. It is image already, but this was like, the artwork is from before it was published by Image. Malibu Comics, very independent. Yeah, that's pretty damn cool. You're into that 90s goodness, especially when you think of 90s comics, you can't not think about Image Comics, So anyway, check out that Spawn one. I don't know if this was a promo poster before the book even came out. Look at that, in association with Malibu Comics. Pretty cool. 1992, Todd McFarlane. And this one is pretty cool. RoboCop versus Terminator. Frank freaking Miller and Walter Simonson. That's pretty awesome. Summer 92. Even Orion Pictures on there. Really damn cool. And then, I believe this is the last one. Welcome to the world of Malibu. In the again, 90s was like the height of my comic fandom and comic reading. I collected everything back then. In fact, in a way, I was probably more into independence than I was the big two back then. Like now, when I think of my comic, fandom, definitely DC and Marvel more than anything. But back then, I want to say when I was younger, definitely more into independent, especially even before Image, stuff like this, So there's a lot of titles here. I'm sure I was definitely a fan and reader of quite a few of these, especially Evil Ernie. Big fan of Evil Ernie and the whole, when they did the whole Chaos Comics. I remember Ninja High School was big into that too. Dinosaurs for Hire. So some really cool stuff there. So there you guys have it. Some vintage comic book poster goodness. Hope you guys enjoyed. As always, thanks so much for watching.